Well, again, feel for guys like this, Jalen Rivers, guys that have really exhausted every ounce that they've had for the University of Miami. And have done a great job this year of finding a way to win 10 games, and we fell short of 3 of them in very close games. So disappointed that we couldn't pull out a victory for them and the rest of the guys in their final game, and the final game of the season as well for the rest of our players. Certainly, these guys have always fought and have always competed in every single opportunity they've had. This was no exception. But really honored to have coached a guy like this and several others in that locker room. It's painful, it's as painful as it gets when you don't win. But a lot to build on, a lot accomplished by these guys, and moving on.
All right, if you have a question for Coach or Jalen, raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you. Put it right down here in front of.
Jalen, Kyle Nash, Fans for Sports Network. Obviously, you would have preferred the victory, but a Miami bowl game record in rushing. What does that mean for you boys up front to have the opportunity to do that in a game like this with all this never entertained?
Yeah, it would have felt better with the win, but I mean, regardless, I dedicated to all of them. We're getting 6 guys, and you got to commend every single one of us, and you got to need running backs, commend everybody on the offense with, and I appreciate, blocking for our running backs and blocking with my old line too, and blocking for our quarterback and blocking for the receivers to get the ball. But it means a lot that we were to be able to rush like how we did today, but it was better than
Back right, Tim.
Mario, win or lose, this was obviously going to be the last time you coached a lot of these guys, Jalen, of course, among them, but it's probably too early, but can you put into words what this class means with the guys like what Cam McCormick's story means to you, what Cam Ward means to me? Can you sum up what the impact of these groups that won't be here next year is going to be?
Incredible human beings, incredible competitors, guys at the University of Miami, the orange and green wearing it means everything to them, and they put on display every single Saturday. Again, these guys, there's a lot of firsts in a long, long time. They were undefeated at home. They won the state championship, so to speak. They won 10 games for the second time in 20 years, and all those were positives. And then in three games, we fell short by a drive, a play, a series. And those things are painful, and it makes you understand and realize how the details in football, they come into play against really good teams. These guys have put Miami back on the map as a team that's rising, and their efforts, their resilience, the culture that they set. They're early to everything. They do everything to the best of their abilities. They hold themselves to high standards. These guys are going to be, they're elite human beings, and they're going to be elite in life in everything they do. I look forward to watching these guys play for a long time on Sundays. But they have certainly raised the standard, and one that now it's the next generation's turn to uphold the legacy and make it better.
Take a couple here in the front row on the right.
Mario, when did you and Cam decide that he would play half, and what did you view as the pros and cons of having Cam Ward play the first half and Edward Liz?
Well, I think all meetings with players and decisions like that, we make them in private and we keep them in private, so I'll defer not to answering questions in regards as it relates to that. But I know he played his best while he was in there, and certainly Emery tried his best as well. Like Jalen said, we were rushing the ball really, really well, and just came up short.
And Mario, another question on Cam, just after being with him for the full season, when you look back down the road of what he did for you guys this season, what will stand out the most, and what do you think his legacy with the Hurricanes is?
Well, even more so than the plays, the touchdowns, and the highlight reels were the fact that he played a major role along with guys like Jalen on bringing a team together. Which we know, again, don't want to beat a dead horse, but came back to Miami after 20 plus years to make sure that Miami gets back to a certain level, and these guys have elevated it tremendously. His play was spectacular, but again, I think all the other stuff, the intangibles, the behind-the-scenes stuff, the getting together, bringing players together, galvanizing a team and galvanizing a program, teaching guys how to watch tape. I mean, you name it. All the things that are required to be a really good Division I football player and a great teammate, he was exemplary.
Hi, Mario.
Hi, Mario. Well, we've talked about a lot of the players that have made contributions throughout the year. You know, we know Xavier didn't play, obviously, today. Cam is headed pros. Like, we have guys like Andy Borgalis and a lot of other guys that are definitely pro prospects. How much are you looking forward to tracking their progress as they move forward in their pro careers? And it's not just limited to the NFL. You have the CFL and you have the UFL that have a lot more opportunities for these guys to grow, so you can sell them that fact that the U is back.
I look forward to watching them be successful in everything they do. Like I gave each one of them a note last night, letting them know, besides the appreciation that we have for them, that will always be there for them if they should ever need us. If you're a coach, you should be coaching these guys and be a mentor for life, and that doesn't change. Good days or bad days, whether they go to a league or go off and do something else in life. So, and that's how strongly I feel about these guys. Would do anything for them. Painful that we couldn't get a victory for them. That's the part that hurts the most right now. And certainly not something we get over. We work ungodly hours and do ungodly just rounds and rounds of reps and effort and whatnot. So it certainly it pisses you off. And at the same time, respect to the team that we just played against. They do a really good job as well. But I think two really strong cultures showed up today, and just sometimes just run out of time. They did a little bit of a better job than we did. But it is, to me, the biggest thing to take out of this is the heart, the toughness, the resiliency of our team to just keep coming. And they're going to do that in everything they do in life.
Mario, Damien limped off late in the game. How critical was that in your final few drives?
Well, he got banged up pretty good. So, I mean, he was hot. He was a hot hand. I mean, from his first carry all the way to when he got banged up. So, and when a guy's running like that, I mean, Damien, game 5, 6, 7, he was really something, and certainly would have been great to have play.
Back to the front right here, and we'll go back.
Mario, it seemed like this game kind of followed a similar script as some of the other losses where the defense struggled. I know this game only ended a few minutes ago, but what would you identify as the maybe similar issues that kind of carried through the year on defense?
Yeah, certainly. When we win as a team, we win as a team. We lose as a team as well. When you look at certain aspects of our game, there were some issues. And sometimes it's communication, and sometimes it's alignment. Obviously it's nowhere near what it is the standard for us. Now when we go in there and as a team and we're in the middle of a game, we don't harp on that. We don't blame. We just go forward. We try to make things work. So, but there were some issues. And it's not acceptable.
All right, do two more. We'll be back on the left and then close on the front right.
Mario, obviously, Cam's leading one of the greatest quarterbacks that this program's ever had. How do you feel about the position going forward, maybe some of the depth that you have at that position, and just still more
Where's the question coming from?
right over here, Mario, back here.
Okay.
Yeah, just the quarterback position, obviously losing a great one in Cam, quarter of the NFL.
So quarterback position-wise, I think you always assess every position on your team. You do everything you can to make it better. As it relates to personnel and personnel moves, and what we do with that, it's something I never discuss publicly out of respect for our program, out of respect for the players involved. So, but we're always looking for ways to develop the guys within the program and always bringing the best possible talent we can.
Close on the right.
For Jalen, Mario touched on it a little bit, but as a guy who's been here for the past 5 years, where do you see the trajectory of the program going right now, especially after some things started the way that you're seeing it as you head out?
I mean, you can see that ever since he's gotten here, we've been getting better and better. He's going to get better next year, the years after that. We believe, and I feel like the whole program believes in Coach Cristobal and everybody on the staff to get the right guys in and win games. And you can see we went from 5 to 7, 7 to 5, but 10 to 3. I mean, of course, this year, wasn't the best that we assumed that would have been, but next year is going to be even better because we believe Coach Cristobal and staff, the guys that he brings in. That's why I stayed. I mean, I stayed here all 5 years just because I saw something in his program, and when Coach Cristobal came in here, I saw what he could do because he did it at the last place. He can do it at this place. So I feel like the trajectory of this program is going in the right